Hi everyone. Can you see me okay? I'm just going to check on my phone if it's all working all right. It looks to be like it is. Let me turn the comments on so I can see them. Let me know if you're here. Oh, yeah, I can see everything. So hopefully you can all see me. I've got my new setup, so I'm hoping that it's okay for everybody. Let me know when you're here, and I can come say hello to you. Let me know if you can hear it okay. If there's anything that you don't like, let me see. I can see. See, I'm back to StreamYard, so that means I can see everybody now. Amazing, and I can see all your names as well. Fantastic. If for any reason your name doesn't show up next to your name, then it's just that StreamYard needs to use have permission basically to use your name. Oh, this is fabulous. I can see everything so much better now. So I've got a different camera. Hopefully all this is working okay. Is everybody okay? Can everybody see everything okay? And I can put my banners back up now as well. Oh, amazing. This is fantastic. So does everybody like this kind of setup? Is this okay for everybody? Let me know if you're liking it or not. So I always used to use this kind of setup, and for some reason I don't know why. I know why I stopped. Just because Facebook didn't allow it anymore. All good. Can see and hear you clearly. Thank you very much, Jan, my love. Thank you. So today I got quite a bit of liking of my round mail necklace that I'm making for my holidays. So it is this beautiful circular weave, which is actually woven in like a triangle, but it creates this beautiful rope style, and it really is absolutely gorgeous. And everybody said how much they loved it, even people on TikTok, which they only usually like funny things, but yeah, they were like, oh, I really like it. So I thought I would do this as a tutorial, well, as a bit of a live today, and then do a proper tutorial tomorrow. So as you know, sometimes when you're doing things live, it's a little bit stop-start. So what I thought I'd do is show you the principle of it today, and then we can do a proper I can do a proper tutorial for you tomorrow that you can then watch. And I've just remembered I haven't got any. Oh, is that some wire? I just need to go and get a little bit of wire. I will be back. Don't fret. I've got a honeybee in here with me as well. That'll do. Right. Jan says it's only the second live I've managed to catch, so all good. Oh, fantastic. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm glad you managed to catch this one. Like I say, we usually 5:30 on a Wednesday night, and we tend to go live. So I don't know if everybody's here. Would one of you be so kind and just, actually I can do it. I'm just going to pop it onto the Facebook group that we're live. So just chat amongst yourselves for a moment. Let me see. If sometimes Facebook doesn't show anybody. I am live over on the YouTube channel. If you want to join me. Right, so let's just pop that on there. And we'll just post that so we can see. So yeah, so the way that I've always done these kind of lives is with StreamYard, and it's just really nice because I can put questions up and that kind of thing. So as you can see, I can pick somebody's comment and I can pop it up on here. Hopefully it looks okay as well, as in like the size of the screen and everything. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, it looks absolutely fine, doesn't it? It doesn't look, because it's the right way around now as well. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. So I'm watching it. Let me see if I can get it to turn. I'm watching it as well. Look, watching me, watching you. So yeah, that looks really quite good now. Oh, happy with that. Right, so round mail. What is round mail? So round mail is part of a family of weaves that are like, they're all called round mail. So they start off, they're a little bit like, if you think of round mail as the same as you would think of Byzantine and the natural progression of Byzantine. So Byzantine is 2 in 2. So that goes from like a 2 in 2 chain to Byzantine and then on to Queen's Link, which is folding every second pair back, and Byzantine is folding every third pair back. This family of weaves are the same. So when you do a 2 in 2 or a 3 in 3, it becomes inverted round mail. So I filled this with beads so you can see. But this is what it becomes. So you can see it's just a hollow tube of rings. So this is sort of like the first step. Now you can do inverted round mail like this in most sizes of jump rings. I wouldn't go any smaller than 3.5. But if you're filling it with beads, then obviously you can go as big as you want to go around those beads. And it's a beautiful captive sort of like weave, so you can capture things inside. If you are part of Relax and Craft and the subscribers group, then you'll know that last month we did leather in the subscription box. Now you can do this around the leather as well, so you could make a inverted round mail around leather so you'd see the colour of the leather coming through. So it's a really, really fabulous weave for that reason. And you know, it's just so beautiful. I absolutely love it. It looks gorgeous as a bracelet as well. So you can see it's absolutely a fabulous weave. So if we think of this as like a 2 in 2, but it's actually a 3 in 3, then I can't find my piece of Turkish round mail. It is around here somewhere, but I can't find it. But I will. I'll have it ready for tomorrow. I'll try and show it on the sort of like the tutorial tomorrow. So the round mail itself, this one is the same as Queen's Link or box weave. So it's very, very similar, but it's on the 3. So it's actually got 3 sides to it. It looks like it's a round tube. It's actually formed in like a triangle. Jan loves doing chainmail. Oh, Jan, you would love. So this month's Relax and Craft box is all about chainmail. So if you do want to learn 3 brand new weaves, then you can join the subscribers the subscription, and you can make along with us. Don't forget, with the Relax and Craft subscription, you're not tied into any contract. You can sort of like cancel at any time and then come back to it. And we've got lots and lots of chainmail weaves on there already that you can do. And also you get 10% off of all your purchases as well. If you do want any rings or anything like that, you'll get 10% off of those automatically as well. So it's the subscription is great. If anybody wants to know any more about the subscription, then obviously just either drop me a message or you can have a look at the website. If I just put the website oh, it's up here at the top. So the website just here, relaxandcraft.com. So you don't need the 3 W's in front of it. It's just relaxandcraft.com, and go to the subscription thing along the top and you'll be able to see it there. And it'll show you everything. But like I say, you'll get this month we've got 4 gemstone elements, one of them being that beautiful pendant, and then 3 other gemstone strands. All your jump rings that you're going to need for 3 weaves, and all the rest of the lot, sort of like the findings and everything that goes with it. So you can make at least 6 pieces of jewellery with this beautiful box. So that's sort of like the basis of these weaves. So there's inverted round mail, which is just like the hollow tube. There is Turkish round mail, which is like your Byzantine, and then there is round mail, which is like your Queen's link or box weave. It goes by both names. Now, the one that I'm making for myself, this one here is in sterling silver and gold filled. So you've got that beautiful kind of distinction between the two. So you can see there, gold filled is a really, really great way of getting gold into your jewellery without the expense of 9 carat gold or 12, 12 carat gold, 14 carat gold, all that. So it's a great way. But what I love so much about this weave is it's so fluid. Now, size of jump ring wise, you can do this in a few different sizes to get it nice and close like this and get that beautiful fluidity. I always like to have an aspect ratio of about 3.75. So the different the different jump rings, I've got them all written down here. Let me just grab my book so I can see them all. So the jump ring sizes that you can use, in fact, I'll just show you, you might want to take a screenshot if you can read my scruffy writing. So 3mm inner diameter on a 0.8 wire gives you an aspect ratio of 3.75. That is what this is. So these are 0.8. This is a 0.8 gauge wire on a 3mm jump ring. So you've got that 3.75 and you've got that beautiful fluidity to it. So it's really gorgeous, that one. The next one that you can do them in, if you want it slightly chunkier, is 3.5 on a 0.9 wire. That gives you an aspect ratio of 3.8. So only 0.5 difference, but you won't see it. The 0.5 difference, you barely see like the gap in between everywhere. Then you've got the ones that we're going to use today on the demo, 3.75 on a 1mm. Where's my little piece that I've started? So you can see, if I put it next to that one actually, and you'll see when we've got a little bit more length to it, it's just going to be a little bit more chunkier. Not much, but just a little bit more chunkier. And then you can do 4.75 on a 1.25, so the aspect ratio is 3.8. Jan's asking, Kurt, would 4mm on a 4mm ID, is it on a 1mm wire work? Yeah, it will work. That will be absolutely fine. You may find that it just squishes a little bit, so it may not hold its form into a complete rope like this. It may just be a little bit more relaxed, so you may be able to squash it. See, this one you can't squash at all. It's kind of butting up against each other perfectly. So this is like the perfect sort of like ratio that you want. So you can see it's still got movement, everything's moving, but you can't squish it. It's unsquishable. So with a 4mm jump ring, you will get a little bit of collapsing, but not a lot. It'll still look the same as this. But yeah, just try it. And that's why I try not to get people sort of like hung up on aspect ratios and that kind of thing and sizes, because I think if you are, it can stop you from making a piece. So if you think I haven't got the right size jump rings for that, so I can't make that, it stops you from learning it. Whereas the best way to do it is just to have a go. And if it's too loose, maybe you can put a cord down the middle of it to sort of like bulk it out a little bit. Or if it's too tight, then you only get a few rows down and it stops. It might look like a beautiful earring. So never let the sizes of jump ring that you have at home stop you having a go. Like I say, some weaves it just won't work. But I always think, if you don't have a go, you'd never know. So give it a go. Just give it a go, and you might like the outcome of it. You might like the look of it. I know, you know, there's some weaves where I like it that's a little bit looser, and some weaves where I like it that's like a little bit tighter to what male artisans have said that the ideal aspect ratio. Jan's saying with outer diameter, 5 outer diameter on a 1mm work. So 5 outer diameter on a 1mm wire is only a 3mm inner diameter. So if you take your jump ring, if this here, if your wire is 1mm and this is 5mm, so so if this diameter from outside edge to outside edge is 5mm, your inside diameter is that minus these. So it means it's a 3mm inner diameter. So 3mm is it's too small. It won't work at all. You won't get any. You'll see when we start to make it, there won't be any room for it to sort of like bend. It will come very, very stiff. You won't even actually make the first bit with a 3mm inner diameter. So 3.5 you could have a little go at, but again, it's going to be very, very tight. 3.5 is not too bad, but the 3.75 just gives you that really nice wiggle room on it. If it was a 5mm inner diameter on a 1mm wire, that would be too loose. That would squish quite a lot, so that wouldn't hold its round form. It would just go flat. But again, you might like the look of that. But yeah, if you've got 4mm inner diameters, then that would be okay. So you can, like I say, your 4mm inner diameter is actually on a 1mm wire is actually a 6mm outer diameter. So your inner diameter is always the outer diameter minus that. Now the reason that there's outer diameters and inner diameters, so if you buy your jump rings from a bullion dealer, so somebody like Cooks and Gold, Betts' Metal, Rio Grande, that kind of thing, they tend to sell their jump rings on the outside diameter. Now the reason for that is when you come to add, if I just bring this across, when you come to add a jump ring to the end of a chain, so if you say we're making a pendant and you were going to add a clasp to a chain like this, you need to know how big that outside diameter of your jump ring is, so it's in keeping with your chain. Okay, so you need to know this size, the outermost diameter, so what it will physically look like on the outside. That's why you'll find that those kind of sellers will sell on the outside diameter. Now with chainmail, we always do the inner diameter because that then gives us the perfect maths for our aspect ratio. And it's more widely known that chainmail is always done on the inside diameter. But it's dead easy to find the inside diameter if you've got the outside, and the outside if you've got the inside. It's just that traditionally, when you were putting jump rings, like soldering a jump ring onto a chain, you wanted to know if you've got a 3mm link. Okay, so if your link is 3mm by 1mm, you want a 3mm jump ring to go on the end so it looks in keeping. It looks like it's seamless all the way down. Okay, and that makes sense. I need to buy my jump rings by outside diameter. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if it's outside diameter on a 1mm wire, so you just take 2 off of each one. So you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 inner diameters with those then, Jan. So I would go for the 6mm outer diameter, which will give you a 4mm inner diameter. Go with those and have a little go with those. Things with chainmail is I mean, there's hundreds of different, not hundreds, but there's a lot of different sizes that you can make in a jump ring. So say if we took a 3.5mm jump ring, we can make that 3.5mm jump ring in 0.8, 0.9, 1mm, 1.25. So there's 4 sizes just on that, and then we can go up to 3.75, and again there's 4 sizes in that, and so on and so forth. So you can get different looks to your pieces. So once you if you either make your own jump rings or you buy your jump rings in different gauges of wire as well, you'll see that you'll get completely different looks to pieces, and you can get that really beautiful graduation with your pieces and still keep the aspect ratio the same. Right, let's have a little go at making this fabulous weave. So, like I say, I'm going to be using 3.75 on a 1mm wire. So these have got an aspect ratio of 3.75. So the 3.75 is the inner diameter, and 1mm is the wire diameter. Now I'm going to need 3 just little scrap pieces of wire, and what these are going to be is the handle for holding everything together while we start to weave it. And it's just an easy way. Now there's lots of different ways to start this weave. So if you're looking at sort of like Male Artisans or other tutorials, some people will start it completely different, but this is the way that I've always taught it, and I've never had anybody not be able to do it from this way. I find this way is a lot easier. So what we're going to do is going to take 3 scrap pieces of wire, and we're just going to bend them over into like little U shapes. Okay. Now if you've got bag ties or safety pins, you can do the same with the safety pins or the bag ties. Now what we want is we want to get some jump rings out, and we're going to make a chain of 2 in 1. So we're going to take 6. I'm going to take 6 copper jump rings, and I'm just going to close them up. Hopefully you can see this okay. Let me just move that out of the way so it doesn't distract. That's it. And I might just bring it just a little bit further down. Now I am. Oh, that's better. I'm just moving it. Sorry if it's shaking a little bit. That's better. Right, so I've got 4. Let's just do 5. Now, if you're not sure on how to open and close a jump ring, I do have a YouTube video already on how to open and close jump rings like properly for chainmail or for any jewellery making. So you can see I'm just giving them a little wiggle and just making sure that they're nicely connected together. And then I'm going to take 3 of my silver jump rings, and I'm going to add on, to start with, 4 of these copper jump rings. So I've got 4 of those copper jump rings. I'm just going to close them up. And then I'm going to take another one of my open jump rings, open that up, and I'm going to go through just 2 at the end. So you can see I've just gone through those last 2, and I'm just going to place on my last 2. Move those out of the way so it doesn't keep trying to focus on those. The last 2 of my closed jump rings. And now I've got a chain which is 3 sets of 2 with 2 single jump rings holding them together. Now don't forget, I am going to be doing a complete video, and I'll use the other camera so I can zoom right in, and that'll be up on YouTube tomorrow. So I'm now going to take my last silver jump ring, and I'm going to just go through the end of my chain, and then without twisting this chain, I'm just going to lift and put the first pair of jump rings on. So you can see we've like closed that little loop up. We're just going around and closing that loop, and then we're going to close this jump ring up, And then I'm going to lay this down on my table. And what I want is I want those pairs of jump rings to sort of like splay out. So just take your time and just get all the jump rings, the pairs of jump rings, should I say, to sit flat like so. So can you see now we've got this little triangle. I'm going to move these out of the way. So we've got our little triangle, and I'll just lift it up so you can see it. Get to focus. So we've got this little triangle now, and you can see all of my pairs are all sitting flat, and those single silver jump rings are all sitting up. Now what I want to do is I want to take a piece of wire, and I'm going to pick up the top jump ring from each pair. So just go around and pick up the top jump ring from each of those pairs with those 3 pieces of wire. And this is why we've hooked them over as well, because it just makes it so much easier once they're hooked on that you're not going to lose them. Okay, and then we're going to just bring those 3 pieces of wire up to the top. Now just give them a little shake, and I'm just squeezing those wires together. Now this is my handle. So you can see now that we've actually started with our weave straight away. There we go. So we've just picked up that top row, and we've now got our first 3 rows in place. Now don't worry if your top row isn't sitting right. It's all correct. As long as you've just picked up that top jump ring, it's all correct. It's just that it's like with everything with chainmail, the first few rows just never sit very nice. I'm just going to make sure that this is where I want it to be, like so. There we go. So I've got hold of those top 3 jump rings. You can see that they're now sticking up. Now, the rule of thumb with your any kind of round mail is, squeeze that together, squeeze together. There we go. The rule of thumb with any round mail is we can only connect a jump ring to a neighbour. So if I just hold it up like that, you can see this bottom row here, these 3 jump rings, okay, these copper jump rings. So we can only connect to a neighbour. So each row has got 3 jump rings on it. Now, when we're doing something like our inverted round mail, that is just inverted round mail. We just keep adding rows of attaching 3 jump rings to each neighbour. So a jump ring on this connection, and this connection. Let me just get so it goes here, here, and here. So that's what I'm going to do to start with. So we're going to put in a silver row. So I'm just going to get 3 of my jump rings. I'm going to open them up so that I can add them in quickly. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my piece. It's up to you. You can either weave it like so the 3 jump rings are sticking up like this, or you can hang it down and do it that way. So you can see I've just gone through and connected the first 2 together. So if they're touching, they can be connected together. So that's my first one. I'll just lay that to the side. I'll just take now my second jump ring and connect those 2 and close, and then my third jump ring, so jump ring number 3. Okay, so you can see there that we've now connected all 3 of those jump rings. and close. So when I hang this down now it's only looking a little bit like it's not going to be fluid enough because it's the first few rows and these wires are in place. So you can see now, let me just put this around it so you can see where those ones have gone. So you can see this is the row that I've just added and it's still in that little triangle. Remember we said that it's, although it's called round mail, it's like a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to add one more row in like this for you, just so you can see that again. I'm going to go with 3 copper this time. Oh, hello Katie Parker, my darling, how are you? You're not late? You're not late, Jill? Oh, lovely to see you. It's beautiful outside here. It's absolutely gorgeous. The cows have just come out in the field opposite. So if you can hear a lot of mooing in a minute, it's not me. It's the cows in the field opposite. So let's just open these. So we're going to add in just a plain row again, just to show you what that inverted round mail looks like. So if I just hold it up like so, you can see that this is the row that I've just added, the silver row. So you can see the 3 there. So we can only connect to a friend that it's touching. Okay, so these 2 are neighbours, so they can be connected together. Oh, I've just nearly knocked all my jump rings everywhere. And then my next one is the next connection, like so, and close. And then my last one, the 3rd connection, and you'll feel it start to get a little bit looser from now on, and it'll start to sort of like hold its lovely form. So you can see now how that's now starting. If I just place this inside, you can see now that's starting to form that beautiful tube. Okay, so you can just, what's Jill saying? Just finding the right beads to put on the bottom of my triangles. Oh, lovely. Can't wait to see that. Is that the weave that we did a couple of weeks ago, Jill? Those beautiful Olivia, Byzantine Olivia triangles. They are lovely. So this weave in itself is called inverted round mail, but we want to turn this now into round mail itself. So we're now going to go exactly the same as what we would do if we were going to be doing Byzantine. So with Byzantine, we'd need 3 sets of 2 or Queen's Link box weave, a couple of sets of 2, and then we're folding back. Okay, this time when we fold it back, if I just hold it this way around, so we can see these silver rings that are sitting upright in the middle. And you see them, they're just there. So that was the previous row. This is the row that we've just added. We're going to fold all of those down. So that previous row that we've just added, we're folding it down around the outside. Okay, so they're just here. Let me just do it again for you. Just get them all facing down. So they're facing down at the minute. We're going to flip it upside down, let them go out to the side, and then we're going to squeeze them down against the weave. So can you see there that we've just given them a squeeze down against the weave? And what that's happened now is they're all presenting themselves on the inside. So you can see now that these 3 silver jump rings have now become our guards, and we're going to connect those 3 copper jump rings on the inside. So I'm going to just get 3 silver jump rings so I can show you. Oh, Jill says, yes, it is that one. Oh, which beads are you going to choose, Jill? Let us know which beads you're going to choose. They'll be beautiful, I'm sure. I bet, I'm going to go for a bet now, Jill. I bet you're going to use a Labradorite. That's what I think you're going to use. I think that would look beautiful. So we're going to squeeze all of those jump rings down. Now the same principle is exactly the same. We can only connect to neighbours. So we've got 3 connections on the inside. Now the only difference is the silver jump rings are the parameters that we can't go outside of. So all these connections are going to happen on the inside now. So if I just pick up one of my jump rings, I'm going to just connect these 2 jump rings together. Can you see that they are, just get it to focus. I'm going to get a camera that stays on focus. Jen Hawks said to get one that stays on focus, so I'm going to grab a webcam that hasn't got autofocus because it's annoying. So I've got those 2 connected, so I'm going to close, and then you can see that these 2 here I can connect now. So again, I'm going to just go through and connect those, and you can see that these silver jump rings now are sitting on the inside of the previous silver jump rings. And then close, and then my last one is on this side, so you can see that these are all doubled up. If I just turn it, you can see there's 2 silver jump rings there, 2 silver jump rings there. On this side there's only 1, so that's where my other connection is. So I'm just going to go through and connect. Now straight away, can you see how it's changed the look of the weave itself? So I'm going to close that one up. So now you can see it's made it a little bit wider. So the weave itself has got a little bit wider because obviously we've made them into like a Byzantine knot. So that little section there is what we would class as Turkish round mail. But we're going to turn this into round mail. We're not going to do the Turkish round mail. So what I want now is I need 3 more copper jump rings. So for every row that we fold back and connect on the inside, we then have to do a normal row because we haven't got anything else to sort of like fold back at this point. So now we're going to go back to just connecting these 3 silver jump rings as normal, so like an inverted round mail. So there's 1. Pick up the second one. 2. And my third connection is just here. So picking up that 3rd jump ring, and you can see now that they are sitting like they were before, so just a normal inverted round mail row. You can see there, so the diameter's gone back in, so it's come out for the Byzantine like knot section, and then it's come back in. So I'm now going to get 3 of my silver jump rings. I'm just going to pre-open them just so that I can show you without stopping and starting. What's just, I've got some pearls and hexagonal amethyst. I'm not at home, so I only have a limited amount of beads with me. Ah, I see. Oh, hexagonal amethysts, they sound beautiful. They would look gorgeous. So I've got my weave, and if you do this weave in 2 different colours, you will get into the pattern of whenever you've got like copper on the end row, that's when you fold back. So we always need 2 sets of 3 before we can fold back again with round mail. So we've got our first set and then the second set. So now I'm going to allow them to fold. Remember, we let them go out to the side and then fold them down and in. So you're just folding them down and giving them a little squeeze. Now if one of them decides that it wants to go down into the weave, don't worry, just give it a little wriggle and it'll come back. they're all there. Okay, so I'm going to take my first ring and I'm going to just connect my first 2 jump rings together. Like so. And then my second 2 are just here. There it goes, just here. You can see them touching, so they're neighbours. So they can be connected next. And close. And then my final one, and you can see I'm just turning it in my hand. I'm just turning it so that I've always got it on my dominant side, which is my right side. So just connecting the 3rd connection and close. And now you can start to see that weave starting to form. Okay, so my next row is 3 just copper, so this is the easy row. So if we like, we've got an easy row and a hard row. Oh, Jill says she loves this weave. So do I, Jill. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's of all the weaves, all the probably hundreds of weaves that I know, this is always the one that I want to wear all the time. I absolutely love it. So I've got my 3 jump rings. So now it's just a plain row. So it's just my 3 silver jump rings here. So it's just connecting those together. So I place the first one in. And you can see now how it's starting to get a lot more fluid. So as soon as you take those handles off, then it will become fluid as well. Just closing that one up. And the same there. So I've now got my plain row in. So just my normal row. And I'm just going to grab 3 of my silver jump rings. Like I say, if you're thinking, oh, it looks like I could be able to do this weave, it is an easy weave. I can honestly tell you, it is an easy weave. Once you've got it started, it's an absolutely easy weave. Now, a little handy hint, if you want to never make this first bit again, all you need to do is do a couple of rows of just plain inverted round mail to start with, and then take it off where that finishes, and then you make your bracelet and then take it off to that length. This then always becomes your starter weave, so you've always got a little starter weave that you can see what the weave is. Now I like to place just a little label on here with the size of jump rings that I've used and the what the weave's called. So the size of jump rings, what the weave's called, and then I always try and leave like about at least 4 rows on here. So if you ever forget how to make this weave, the easiest way to remember is to take out some jump rings and see where they come, and that will jog your memory into go, yeah, I know where they are. I know where they've been, like what route they've gone in on, because they're going to come out in the same route. So always keep these little starter weaves, because it's a really great way of having a little library of chainmail weaves that you know. If you then have people who come around and say, oh, I want a commission, but I don't know which weave I want, or I don't know what kind of piece of jewellery I want. If you've got these that are sort of like a couple of inches long, you can say, well, this is your round mail weave. This is, I can make this into necklaces, bracelets, earrings, whatever. And it can be in this size or this size. So it's always a great way to show people. That way you don't have fully made up pieces of jewellery just sitting around. You can just have these little bits, and then you can always start it from your starter weave and then take it off, and you've always got that little bit left over. So yeah, you can either hang them up or put them in a little Ziploc bag or a grip seal bag with the name of the weave and the sizes of jump rings that you've used, and then that's the start of your little library. Hi Sandra, you're not late, Sandra love. You're not late. Thank you very much for joining us. I do like these YouTube lives. I think YouTube's so much better than the old Book of Face. They've fallen out with the Book of Face. We like YouTube lives now. So I'm now going to do my sort of like connections on the inside, so we can see that we've got our silver jump rings that are pointing upwards and our copper jump rings which are laying flat at the minute. So I'm going to let them go all the way down to the side, like so, and just give them a little squeeze, and we can see all three of those connections there. And then just start to connect them together. There's my first one in place. Don't forget, we can't go outside the parameters of the previous silver jump rings, so everything's got to stay on the inside. So we'll just close that jump ring up. We'll just bring these two on this side so I can grab them easier. And then our next connection, like so, and close. And then our last one. So if we've just got 3 jump rings, once all those 3 jump rings have disappeared, we know that we've finished a complete row. So if you are the kind of person that likes to lay your jump rings out like little soldiers in rows, just put them in rows of 3, and then when you know when they've gone, then that's all finished. Right. Sandra prefers YouTube. Use it a lot. It's fantastic. I keep meaning to do that. I get carried away. Oh, you're making the starter weaves. Yeah, if you make it a little bit longer, it is always handy to have a little reference. And also as well, when you're having a down day and you think, oh, I can't make anything and nothing's going right, you can just see how many chainmail weaves you've got under your belt and how many you can do or you have done, and it just gives you that little boost. Right, I'm just going to put one more row in for you, and then like I say, tomorrow I will do a full proper tutorial which I will upload onto YouTube and do a couple of YouTube shorts from it as well. So I've got my 3 jump rings, so again holding it upside down, and I can see my 3 little jump rings sticking out there, and I'm just going to connect them together. So there's one, and the second one, and then the last connection is just here, like so. And there we've got our row ready to fold back. Now, if you are leaving this somewhere, so say you've had enough for the night now, and you want to put it down and go and cook your tea or whatever, always leave it on this row. So always leave it on this loose row, because then it won't get caught up on itself, and it won't be too scary about which row you're doing next, because you can see that you've got the loose row. So as soon as you turn it round, if those 3 jump rings are loose and floppy on the ends like so, you know that your next move is to let them be connected on the inside. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And you can see very quickly you do get it's not a quick weave or anything like that, but it is a really beautiful weave. Now, if I just bring across the one that I'm doing, you can see the definite sort of size difference. So this one here is 3.75 on a 1mm wire, and these ones are 3mm in a diameter on a 0.8 wire. So you can see that distinct size, but you can see it's still got the same. It's because they're the same aspect ratio, so everybody that's always wondering what aspect ratio is, how it affects, this has got exactly the same look. It's exactly the same gaps in between everywhere because it's got exactly the same aspect ratio. So it's just scaling up or scaling down. So if you think of aspect ratio as like a scale, that's all you've got to think about, okay? Don't get too worried about like the maths part of it or what it is, and should you be doing aspect ratio or should you know about it before you start with chainmail? The answer is no, you don't. You just need to have a basic understanding of it, and all it is, I am going to do a full video and live on aspect ratio because I think it's important that people want to learn it, especially when they get hooked into chainmail, because it is just the most amazing thing to learn. But not to get too hung up about it that you don't try a weave because you haven't got the right size jump rings. So like the lovely Jan was saying earlier, she's got some outer diameter jump rings that are 5. Can she use those? And we sort of like problem solved it and said no, they would be too small. But you know, there's nothing stopping you having a go, because somebody's had to go at one point to say no, it doesn't work. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. Never let it put you off that it hasn't worked, you know, and you never know, you might invent a brand new weave. So I'm going to leave it there. So thank you ever so much for joining me. And like I say, if you do love your chainmail and you're not part of the Relax and Craft subscription box, this month is all about this fabulous weave. And you have seen a picture of the beautiful pendant that comes in this box. Everything comes fabulously packed. I'm seeing if I've got a box around to show you. Let me just go and grab last month's box. Don't worry, I'm not going to be giving any spoilers away. Are you last month? No, you're not. You're not. So we use these on the photo shoot, so they're probably not very neat now. Oh no, there's not everything inside that one. Oh, let me get a different one. What month is this one? Oh, so this one is March's one. We'll have a quick look at March's one. So this is how they come. So they're all really beautifully packaged for you, and you get everything inside them that you need to make at least 5 pieces of jewellery. So you get all your gemstones. Just grab those out. These are all your gemstones from this month, and then you get all your threading materials that you need, and all the findings that you need, and obviously your lovely cup of tea and your biscuits. So that's how they come to you, and then you get access to our learning library, which has over 130 different tutorials in there. So each month you get 3 brand new tutorials. Oh, excuse me, did you hear that hiccup? Don't tell me I've got hiccups because I can't stop. You get 3 brand new tutorials and a PDF tutorial to go along with the main one. So you'll be able to make like 3 beautiful pieces of jewellery. And we do different mediums every month. So it is a really, really beautiful way of learning new skills and being part of a fabulous crafting community. And some of the ladies are in here now and some of the gentlemen. And we have a real good laugh in there. We have a real lovely way of showing, everybody shows their pieces and what they've made and any extras that they've made, and everybody's so helpful and so encouraging. It really is fabulous. And I've had people in there that have never made jewellery before, and now they make loads of jewellery, and people that have made jewellery all their life, and they still find new things to learn with the subscription box. So it is a really, really nice way of spending a month just relaxing and crafting with us. And we always do a Facebook Live in the group, and then I also do a relax and craft with me Google Meet type thing where we can all get together and see each other if we want to, because all the cameras, you can want your camera turned on, and we can just have a little craft along together. Lorraine's asking aspect ratio. What AR is this week, please? Okay, so let me just grab I'll bring this back across. Please excuse my horrific handwriting. So you can make this round mail weave. I'll just put that there. You can make this round mail weave in all these different sizes. Now you can go bigger than these. Don't get me wrong. You can, if you want to make it a little bit bigger. It just won't have this nice tight locking look to it and create this beautiful rope itself. So you can see it's a really lovely rope design when it's done in this aspect ratio. So I've used 3mm on the 3mm inner diameter on a 0.8 wire, and that gives you an aspect ratio of 3.75, which is what this is. You can also use a 3.5 inner diameter on a 0.9 wire, and that gives you an aspect ratio of 3.8. So just half a size bigger, but you won't see that half size. It really will be very minimal. These gaps will be like a tiny bit bigger, but you won't see it. If you put them both together, you probably wouldn't notice the gap sizes getting bigger. Then you can do 3.75 on a 1mm wire, and that is the one that we've just been demoing. If I just, let me get back there. It's all right, that piece of wire wants its little moment of fame, look. So that's this diameter. So you can see it's the same aspect ratio, so it's the same gaps in between, it's just a little bit more chunkier. And if you want to go super chunky, you can go 4.75 on a 4.75 inner diameter on a 1.75 wire, 1.25 wire. Start again, Fleur. 4.75 inner diameter on a 1.25 wire diameter, and that gives you an aspect ratio of 3.8. So all of these will work for this weave. So if you wanted to do a graduated weave, you could do all 4 of those and graduate it up and then graduate it down. That would look absolutely beautiful. Jill's just saying 3.75. That's all right. Jill's just answering Lorraine. Let me just see what Lorraine's just saying. If anyone's on the fence about the box, just do it, take the plunge. Oh, thank you so much, Lorraine. That is so kind of you. Thank you. It's just a lovely community. And like I say, we've been going now for 3 years, and I've had some ladies that have been, and gentlemen that have been with us from the very start. So, you know, they've had their boxes every month. It's £37.50 for the box. But this month's box has got, like, the contents of the box are over £45. And then you've got, like, 3 tutorials, which are £5 each. Well, you've got three videos and 1 PDF. So if you say that they're £5 each, you know, you've got another £15 worth of tutorials as well. Plus, then you've got your 10% off of all your Relax and Craft goodies. If you want to buy some more goodies, you've got that extra 10%. You've got access to all the previous tutorials as well. So over 120 different tutorials that you get access to as well. So it really is. It's and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You get so much more because you get access to some of the UK's best designers, in my opinion, my inspiration designers. So if I don't know how to do a weave, I get an industry expert to be able to do that box for you. So in June, we have got Katie Parker from Katie Parker Jewelry, who has got over 40,000 people on YouTube that follow her. Great, great tutor. She's doing our June box, and in that box, you've got 2 fabulous tools in there. So not only is it just 1 tool for Katie, we've got 2 for Katie. 2 wonderful tools that you will use again and again and again and again. They are fantastic. So that's June. This year coming up, I've got 2 more brand new inspiration designers from 2 fantastic companies that both specialize in what they do, and they are renowned all over the UK and probably all over the world. And then we've got in October our fabulous Gem Hawks from Gem Hawks Jewelry. Gem does boxes for me as well, and she's got a wonderful box coming up in October. So there's always new things. This year alone, we're doing 1, 2, 3 different jewelry making mediums that we've never done before in 3 years. So each jewelry making medium only gets done twice a year, twice or 3 times a year. If it's wire work, then sometimes we do it 3 times a year because there's so much we can do with wire work. So like chainmail, we do it twice a year. You know, we might do Murano, we might do Kumihimo, Viking knit, resin, polymer clay, you name it, we've probably done it. There's not that many jewelry making mediums left that we haven't done. So it is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful community. Our lovely Jan's just signed up. Oh, thank you, Jan. Jan, if you should now have an email that's asking you to join the Relax and Craft Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. I can add you into that. Nothing gets taken out of your bank till the 10th of each month. If you don't like it, you just cancel it before the 10th of the next month. It's as simple as that. It really is wonderful. But we can't wait to see you in the Relax and Craft Facebook group as well, Jan. It will be absolutely wonderful to see you in there. And this month you'll learn 3 brand new chainmail tutorials, which I won't bring out as kits, standalone kits. They will just be for you. I mean, obviously, they're chainmail weaves, so there is lots of information on different chainmail weaves out there, but you get the way that I teach it to you. Sandra said you'll love it, Jan. Oh, thank you so much, Sandra. Everybody is so friendly in there, really, really are. And these boxes get sent all over the world as well. So you might meet some international beading friends, which is fantastic. Some international jewelry making friends. Okay, no worries, Jan. I can sort that out for you. No problem, my love. Right, I'm going to shoot off, and I will film this video for you properly tomorrow. And I will have if I can find the Turkish round mail. If not, I might have to quickly make a small piece. But that is how to make your wonderful round mail. So thank you ever so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. So next week we've got a completely different kind of YouTube live. We're going to do different kinds of beading thread and different threading materials that you can use for jewelry making. So when I did the live for Charmers Gems a couple of weeks ago, I got a couple of new people that have never made jewelry before, and they were like, we want to make jewelry. So they bought a couple of pieces and they want to learn how to make jewelry. So we're going through things like monofilament, beading thread, elastic, round elastic, flat elastic. We're going to go through everything. So it will be a really nice one if you've never sort of like delved into the thread side of jewelry making, that you can see then what threads we use for everything. Right. If you've got any questions, or you want a different kind, if you want a YouTube live on a certain subject, then drop me a message. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you're watching and you've just come across us, then please give it a subscribe and a little thumbs up. Send me some emojis or some little hearts on there, because that really does help YouTube to push it out to new people. But thank you ever so much for joining me, and I will see you all next week. See you soon. Bye.